Welcome to part 1 of our laundry room makeover. My husband and I own a 114-year-old house, and we're trying to add some charm and character back to our home since much of it was removed by previous owners over the years. We're going for a light cottage look in the laundry room, and the room is small and we definitely don't have it in our budget to move walls to add space, but we can definitely make it more functional and charming. So in this video, we will be adding beadboard to the walls, custom building our utility closet, and installing French doors. The first thing that I wanted to do was remove the laundry room door. We didn't even have our French doors ready to install yet, but I really needed to just remove the door and get it out of the laundry room.
Just not tell Where's my door?
Welcome to our garage. It is very messy in here, so I apologize for that. There's just bins and things we haven't taken care of, but we're still doing projects, so we're making an even bigger mess. But I wanted to bring you in here since we are going to be staining the door. We finally removed the door in the laundry room. It's not original. It's one of those hollow doors, so we are replacing it with a door we bought on Wayfair. It was sold as a bifold door. And we are using it instead as a French door. That would give us a lot more space in the room. I'm just really excited because that other door is out of the laundry room. It was just so hard to maneuver around it anytime I did laundry. It was literally like, oh, let me close the door, let me move this way, let me move that way when I was doing any laundry in there. So glad that's out and really excited for this new door. So let me show you the door and all the hardware and stain that we're going to be using on it. So this is it. It is pine, it's light, it's unstained, and this is one panel. So let me show you our hardware and the stain we're going to be using. Alright, so let me put you right here. Alright, so this is the stain we got from our local paint store. It is in the color Dark Walnut 314. This is the original doorknob and back plate that I wanted to use. So I only had this one pair, so I was looking at salvage places online to find a matching one, and my biggest thing that I needed was the back plates to match, and I found them. I ended up finding these on eBay. There were like a pack of 3 sets, so 6 of these, and they're literally the exact same match. The only thing is these have a more brass tone to them. We didn't buy something to convert them to work as like a regular door where you like open and close it. So when we do use them, we're just going to be like kind of pulling them to open the doors, and pulling or pushing. So we ended up buying this. It is called it's called a ball catch. So what you do is when you pull it, it like slides off. And then this is our curtain that we'll be putting on, and these are sash curtain rods that we'll be putting on the door as well. So kind of look So it'll look like that on there. And then, like, just to give you an idea, this is probably not where it's gonna go, but they like fit perfectly since this part of the door is really small. I started applying the stain with a microfiber cloth, but we realized the stain was actually supposed to be applied with a brush. So when Tan took over staining, he brushed on the stain, which actually made it a lot easier to apply and get in the corners of each glass panel. He also did lightly sand the doors before applying stain. So while he worked on the doors, I went back in to take a look at our wallpaper samples. All right, so I am on top of my dryer, but I wanted to stick my wallpaper samples over here between these two so we can get a better idea of what looks best. I did get all of my wallpaper samples from a site called Wallpaper from the 70s. I did get a bunch of samples that I knew would not match this room. I just wanted samples for my other rooms. So some of these I might like skip because I already know they're not for here, because I definitely already know like this one's not going in here. No, at least not for me. It doesn't look right in here. I was actually thinking of this one for my dining room. How pretty would that be? I don't know. But okay, so let's start going through the ones that I have. Like against the wood, because we're gonna have a lot of like warm wood tones in here, so that was also something to keep in mind. Some brass tones mixed in. This kind of goes like the best so far. This might be my top choice. Now that all the samples are on the wall, it helps me imagine the space with each design and gives me a better idea of how the designs and colors interact with my shelf and painting. I also have to take in mind there are no windows in here. The only natural light that comes in is from the back door if it is open. So I do love the darker colors, but I'm leaning towards the lighter ones. Some of the options would be better in different areas in our home since the designs felt louder or busier and would make a statement. So I wanted the laundry room to feel more calming. I wanted the wallpaper to work together with the items I already have in the room. So I did decide to go with this one. And off camera, it is a more creamy beige color that I do love. So now that I picked my wallpaper, I wanted to apply a piece of beadboard to the wall. I had some sample paints I did test later that night, and I did end up making a decision. I picked Cotton Knit by Bear. next day we finished staining the other side of the doors, and don't worry, there is a protective film so we weren't staining the glass. After the doors dried, we were able to cut out the protective film on each glass panel. And this is how it looks. I really like how the color and the sheen turned out. And before we were able to take the doors inside, Thanh used a jig to route all the door hinges. And later that night, we were finally able to install the French doors. On day 3, we were finally able to work on putting up the beadboard. So we installed some panels, but shortly after we realized our walls were uneven. So the panels definitely had to be recut. So while Thanh worked on redoing the cuts for the beadboard, I decided to install the curtains to the door. I picked out sheer linen curtains and black curtain rods. And after installing the first one, I realized I only bought one pair of curtain rods, so I quickly put in an order for the second. We removed all the beadboard panels we had installed, and Thanh adjusted the cuts to better align with our walls, so we were able to finish installing the beadboard and trim that day. The next day, I got my second curtain rod. The curtains do make the room feel so light and airy. We also installed the ball catch to the top of the doors, so these would help the door stay closed, since the doorknobs we install later are dummy doorknobs that we push and pull, so they won't be able to stay closed without something else. These ball catches work perfectly. And later that evening, I worked on caulking the beadboard and the trim in the room. And the caulk that we have takes about 2 to 3 hours to dry, if not more. We did check it after 2 hours and it was still a little bit wet. So we left it overnight to dry, and the next day we're able to start painting. The paint color is Cotton Knit by Bear, really pretty creamy beige tone. I started painting the beadboard and decided to paint all the trim and baseboards in the room as well.
Hi guys! Oh my gosh! You're not allowed in here! We got paint going on. Yeah. You're so cute.
It's not too much different, huh?
No, I was gonna say maybe we should have gone for the darker one. But I was like, maybe I just need another coat. But I was like, this is white.
Did you want a more gray?
No, I was like, you know the other color we didn't get? Maybe we should have got that one. Because I was like, this one's like a yellow. I don't know if it's lighter
It
enough.
doesn't look yellow, it just looks a little darker.
The entire time I was painting, I was a little iffy about the color. When I was painting, everything looked white to me. It didn't look like a different color. And looking back at this footage, I can tell it was definitely a different color. So I think the lighting in the room was definitely messing with my perception. But I decided that night I'm just going to paint the whole room, because what if I do love the color? I don't want to waste tonight by not painting everything. So we finished painting the entire room, and the next day I walked in and I was like, I love this color. It looks amazing with the wood door. There are some things I do need to fix, like sanding down this area since I did accidentally paint over it, and also covering up this hole from the previous door's hardware. So we're about to install the doorknobs, and I wanted to show you the hardware that I'm using. I originally was going to use a different set of doorknobs, but they just didn't end up working out. The spindle thread, I don't know what these are called, but I think it's like the thread, did not match the other doorknobs I found. So I ended up finding a different set of doorknobs, and I found a set of 2. And this is what they look like. They're so pretty, so perfect. So they actually match my back plate that I have perfectly. Like, look how pretty. How cute is that? And the really interesting thing about this is this spindle. So if you could see, it's like let's see if it'll focus. It's like a moving, it has 3 moving parts. And what happens is when you insert it in, it locks in place by the screw that's in here. So once it goes in, it will like opens up like that and like locks it in place. It's really pretty. It's so cool. I've never seen something like that. So we're gonna add these to the door in a second. Nice. Since these will be dummy doorknobs, we decided to only drill a hole big enough so that the spindle can go through. That way the doorknobs don't turn. I'm so in love with these doorknobs. I've been opening and closing the doors. They add so much character and they're just so perfect. We started working on the closet. I attached the beadboard to the back and covered up the holes in the drywall. The hole at the top of the closet is a capped metal pipe that leads straight through to the roof, so we wouldn't be able to remove it, so we decided to close it off instead. Okay, wait.
The stool?
What did you do?
I just realized I need the stool.
With everything covered, I painted the inside of the closet with the same cotton knit paint we used earlier. And while I painted, Tan started working on the shelving. We decided to use plywood for the shelving, and Tan cut the shelves to size and edge band the fronts. He used a heat gun to activate the adhesive and then painted the shelving. Once that was completed, the shelving was installed. We used L brackets to hold the two shelves up. And he used a jig to drill shelf pin holes so the height of the shelves could be adjustable. So this is what it looks like now. Storage is so important in our house since we do not have a lot of storage. So this is gonna make a huge difference. So I think we're pretty much done with part one of our laundry room makeover. We worked on the beadboard, the closet, and our door. So that's pretty much gonna be everything we can do for now, about for like a week or two, because we're waiting for a few things to get shipped to the house, like the wallpaper. I bought some switch plate covers for our light switches. They're really pretty. They're like a brass color. So we have to wait for all of that to come in before we can finish everything. So next week we're gonna take a little break, a little shopping break. I want to do like a state sale vlog. I'm gonna go to one that I have an appointment for. I've never done an appointment, only a state sale. And then another one is it's full of light fixtures and lamps and things like that, and I need some kind of light source in here, so we'll see. Hopefully I can find something there. Other than that, hopefully the week after, so maybe in like 2 weeks, we'll be able to finish up the laundry room, and then that will be our part 2 of the laundry room makeover. So thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed part 1 of our laundry room makeover, and I hope to see you next time.